What is going on, guys? Naeem Al-Obeidi here. Hope you're all enjoying your day today. Happy holidays to all of you guys, and happy New Year's for those of you celebrating New Year's all around the world. I wanted to make sure we did a live stream to end off 2018 because 2019 is going to be an amazing time for Traders Profit Club. So make sure you guys stick around with us. Raphael, Brenton, and I are going to make sure to bring you guys a ton of great analysis content, signals, as well as bringing new analysts on in 2019. Also launching events, doing different monthly events and things like that. So tons of new stuff coming. But let's talk about price predictions for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple. Everyone's asking the question, where are these cryptocurrencies headed? We're also going to be discussing some news and Japan's second largest bank now issuing a cryptocurrency. This is a super interesting article that I'm going to go over in just a second. But first, let's take a look at Bitcoin's price analysis. We're going to be looking at our audience and our live chat, taking questions. So make sure you guys are active on that chat. Like the video if you guys haven't already. But let's first go ahead and dive into Bitcoin's weekly chart here. You can see we bounced off of this 200-day moving average. We found some buyer volume here, but in my opinion, if we're going to talk about where the trend is headed right now, you can see this EMA here, this blue line right behind these three moving averages. I'll go ahead and click that right here. This EMA exponential moving average is a very important momentum indicator, and the reason I want you guys to pay attention to this EMA is you can see we're still below that EMA. We only bounced off of that 200-week moving average. We go to the day chart, you can see we're still below the 50-day moving average, right? So all three of those signs are extremely bearish, indicating that we may see some further downside. And does that mean we're going to break that 3,000 level that we bounced off of at that 200-week moving average? Well, what we can do is look at some market analysis, look at different things here. And if we pull up the MACD here, we'll go ahead and show a little bit of where we're at in terms of how many buyers and sellers in this market. And you can see on the weekly chart, there are still a lot more sellers right now in the market in comparison to buyers. And in my opinion, we're seeing this because of all the buyers we saw here in late 2017. So now we're starting to see the opposite effects of that, and there's still sellers in this market that are pretty much in control of the market right now. Now, if we were to pull up the daily MACD, you're going to see a little bit of something different here where there's still buyers here, and it looks like buyers are starting to come in, but you can see how this is starting to descend, and we're starting to see this overextend here, and now this fast and slow length. If you guys don't know how the MACD works, we have a fast and a slow length line here, and these are all momentum indicators that work in conjunction with the RSI. This, in my opinion, is going to start to curve back soon, and we'll start to see less buyers, and with all of these other indicators like the 50-day moving average being above the price action right now, that to me is showing bearish signs for Bitcoin. And once again, we don't want to just spread negativity or even spread positive. You want to be real, right? We want to look at the actual analysis. And so, a lot of people, they get disappointed when you say, oh, I'm assuming we're going to start going down, or some people, they get disappointed when you say, I'm assuming it's going to go up. Oh, and now you're hyping something up. Well, no, in reality, it's just about looking at the real indicators and seeing what's happening with price action. Now, something that's interesting here, we're going to pull up Ethereum to the Bitcoin chart here. And I saw this article today. It says here, Ethereum looks set to regain number 2 spot from Ripple's XRP. So looking at this article, it's pretty interesting because it says here in the last couple of days, Ethereum has been outperforming Ripple, making massive gains up to 18%. If you continue in this article, it says, if the trend persists, the Ethereum continues to close down the gap with Ripple, we could see it take back the number 2 spot in terms of in terms of total market cap, behind Bitcoin being the largest altcoin. So let's take a look at what's happening with Ethereum. You can see it looks like we're starting to see some sort of a reversal on this weekly chart. You can see there's some clear support levels here right around 27,186 Satoshis is really where we're seeing that support at, and we bounced right on top of that. And what's cool about this graph is you can see we're above the EMA. So, Bitcoin might not be looking so well, but Ethereum is a whole different story because we're above this EMA line, and that's on a weekly chart. So this is a very strong indicator. You can see we were oversold for quite some time at the MACD, and then on the weekly, we're starting to see buyers. So this is very different than Bitcoin. Look at this. Bitcoin, there aren't buyers coming in on the weekly MACD, but then when you look at Ethereum against Bitcoin, you can see we are starting to see buyers, and this is a weekly chart, which means these indicators are using a lot of data and a lot of strength is behind them. Now, if we go to the daily chart, a little bit of a different scenario. You can see we're above the 50-day, we're above the 100-day, we're still not above that 200-day. So it looks like we're seeing a lot more of a confident reversal right now with Ethereum in comparison to Bitcoin's quote-unquote reversal. And something that I know is Ethereum is worth value. Once again, I remember Ethereum trading over $200 a year ago when there were a lot less projects built on their platform. So right now there's obviously some intrinsic value there. Let's see, we've got a ton of people on the chat. To the Moon says, learn to trade graph. It's called a chart. Let's go ahead and kick out this spammer here, because we don't want people here that spam the channel here. Let's see. We've got a question here. Mr. Salmon, today I got bull trapped. You want to be careful. Understand this. If you guys are day trading, you're in competition with algorithms, artificial intelligent software. And so you have to be very careful by making sure you don't make the wrong decision. Why Adam says, hello, my friend. Joe says, bought BTC at 8K. How long to wait until it breaks even? Timeframes and price predictions. Well, once again, we're looking at these graphs. Bitcoin is not looking so well in comparison to Ethereum, but Ethereum is looking like it's seeing some sort of a reversal. Now, if we're going to go ahead and pull up the XRP to Bitcoin chart, what you can see is we're still continuing this uptrend. If you guys have been following us here at Traders Profit Club, you guys know we've talked about a Ripple being a good hedge against Bitcoin during this downturn because it's been rising in value in Satoshis. And you can see if we also pull up this MACD, you've got a ton of buyers here, consistent buyer volume, and you can see as well a lot more buy volume than sell volume with Ripple against Bitcoin. So Ripple also looking very well. So the question for you guys in the chat and in the comments is, do you believe Ethereum will regain its spot as the #1 altcoin, or do you guys think that Ripple is going to stay the #1 altcoin? So let me know in the chat. Let's have a discussion on that, and let's go ahead and move on to my most interesting topic for today, and that is Japan's second largest bank to launch its own cryptocurrency in March 2019. Why is this important? Well, read this article. This is insane. Check this out. The cryptocurrency being introduced will have parity with the Japanese yen and can be used to make and receive payments through a mobile phone app. So what that means is it's going to be pegged to the Japanese yen. It's going to be like a digital version of the yen. Users won't have to pay any fee while transferring the digital currency between their bank accounts and smartphones, and I'm sure that means even between other people. And it also says, in exchange for facilitating feeless transactions, the banks would benefit by collecting more refined data on consumer spending habits. So now if you were to ask me, okay, do you think that cryptocurrencies are going to have some sort of mass adoption long term? Well, the way that Japan is approaching this, it wouldn't make sense for governments not to adopt cryptocurrency, because look, they're collecting data. Why is Facebook so powerful? Why is Google so powerful? Why is Apple so powerful? Because they're able to collect data. You can see here it also continues. It says the digital coin will be rolled out to regional banks and retail shops. Shops using the cryptocurrency will be charged significantly lower fees. Does that not remind you of the Binance model, right? The B2B coin, less fees if you use us. Same thing we're seeing here. You can see here it says Mizuho's, I probably murdered that name, Mizuho's coin will be a stable coin. So this brings us to another question here. And this is my question to the audience here before we wrap up with questions. And then I'm going to be heading out. I'm going to be doing some work with a charity that I support over the New Year's and hosting some events with them. So I'm going to be heading out to a spot soon in Utah, actually, which is going to be exciting. So but my question to you guys is, knowing that Japan is going to go ahead and launch its own cryptocurrency, and there's all of these different benefits like collecting data and stuff, do you think it makes sense for the U.S. Federal Reserve to launch its own cryptocurrency? That's the question for the day, because once again, I mean, looking at what Japanese is doing, if we follow Japanese's route, Japan's route, obviously it's working out for them, right? It seems like a good model. Now, what do you guys think? I want to see it in the comments and in the chat. Let's see who we have on live right now. Strength Gain says TRX is definitely looking strong. Digital Anus Infestor. I'm sorry I said that, but I was just reading and I said that word. Sorry. PG-13. That out the window. Now this is a rated R live stream. But anyways, he says, "Yup, XRP will indeed overtake Bitcoin after it has decoupled." I very, very much could see that possibly happening. Strength Gain says TRX is definitely looking strong. Dominic says no, the federal bank doesn't need to start their own cryptocurrency. Why? Why do you say that? By the way, guys, seems like we've got some haters on this video. Make sure to like this video to support us, and let's get rid of all of these haters. Let's make sure that they don't win. Make sure that you guys are supporting us. We're trying to bring as much value to you guys as possible. Once again, if you guys are not on our Discord already, get on our Discord. You guys can chat with me, all of the analysts that are on our team. And then we also post our signals here. We have a ton of resources. And I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for having this opportunity to provide you guys as much value as possible. We're going to make sure to take care of you guys in 2019. I'm super excited to launch some awesome things with you guys, as well as do some other cool things here. Little Grand says, why are there so many haters? Because once again, whenever you're doing something good for people, people are going to come and hate, right? There's tons of reasons people hate. We've made some changes with our platform over time. We started doing a lot of swing trading alerts, and then we transitioned to day trading alerts in a bear market, and it made more sense to send out short and long alerts. And so things like that, it creates, tension, and some people get furious. Maybe somebody gets banned on the Discord, and then they get, mad, and they start a new Discord. They try to, that's why there's haters. I mean, it's a pretty simple question. At the end of the day, I know I'm providing value to you guys because I still get messages every single day of people saying, thank you so much for the content and the information you provide, and I can't get enough of those messages. Those mean so much to me, and it keeps me driven. It keeps me going. Mr. T says, thanks, dude. Thank you. Gopinath says, thanks for this video. Absolutely. We're going to talk about a lot more stuff here before I go. Little Graham said, I followed you back in Christmas 2007. Was in the scene for a couple months, and now I'm back again. Well, check this out. What's really cool? So, we've been actually making a lot of gains in this market, even during this bear market. Matter of fact, I think last week we had, over, I think, 40% in gains just with signals through one of our analysts, Rafael Comte, who's an institutional quantitative analyst at a crypto hedge fund, and he's actually live streaming for our Discord every single day, Monday through Friday, and he's a day trader. So he gets up every single morning, and he gets off of his computer at the same time every single day, and he day trades. So what that means is he's super consistent with profits. He understands the market and the assets he's trading, and so when he's on his live stream talking, when he's posting his signals, it's coming from somebody actually putting their money in these signals, if not millions and millions of dollars going into some of these, calls, because at the end of the day, he's also trading for a hedge fund, right? He can't post, obviously, his hedge fund trades, but at the end of the day, he's providing you guys different trades, and it actually comes from a proprietary software he built, and that's an artificial intelligence software. I wish I could, show you guys. I mean, I think he talks about it a lot in his stream, but it's an awesome way for him to understand the market, and it utilizes price action. And, one thing I want you guys to understand here is you have to see where we're at in terms of volume and price action. You can see how we're seeing such a lack of volume. The other issue right now in the market, in my opinion, is the fact that we're seeing this lack of volume that might not even allow us to sustain these price levels. I think that's really what the issue is here, because you can see when we saw similar amounts of volume, you can see even here, we were at a way lower price. Bitcoin is at $600. You can see Bitcoin here right around $1,000, and it was very similar in amount of volume that we're seeing here. If we were to draw a line here to the max amount of volume that we've seen, at least in the past month, you can see here the only time that, we actually exceeded that at some points while Bitcoin was still at $600, right? And so the market is all about supply and demand. And once again, it's controlled by what? Buyers and sellers, right? So at the end of the day, we have to understand what the demand is here. And volume is a good indicator of demand because you get to see how much of it is being exchanged. And so, once again, we don't want to sit here and assume that we're going to see crazy low price levels like $1,000 or $2,000, but we want to be careful. And that's why, in my opinion, if you guys want to make money in this market right now, here's the play. The play is to stay as liquid as possible, as much as possible, and only be in and out of trades without keeping a trade overnight. And the reason I say that is because if you're keeping your trades overnight, you're subject to these 13% drops, these 10% drops that you see just happen out of nowhere, and you don't want to be subject or vulnerable to those. So that's why we're starting to post day trading alerts, right? Day trading alerts, you're in and out within either 10, 20, 30 minutes or an hour, 2 hours, because you're following momentum and price action. What that means is when you start to see price action dropping, you get into your trade and you take advantage of that momentum and you get out while you're safe, and so that you're never subject to those manipulated shorts or longs. So that's really what I want you guys to keep in mind if you guys are looking to make money in this market. Jesse Ryan says, it's that time of the year with a volume. Wait till February and March. I hope so. Peter says, Raphael, Tom, and others are important, but you're a spirit of the project. You need to be around. We like you. Thank you, Peter. I'll definitely be around. I love you guys so much. Digital says, farting sharts of joy over here. All utilize crypto to the moon. Thank you so much, guys. Once again, I appreciate you guys. The best way you can show your support is make sure to like this video so that we can continue to bring you guys amazing content. That means so much. Dominic says, you're the best, man. Thank you so much, Dominic. That means a lot. I mean, I'm humbled by that. Shamir says, can you look at Cardano? Let's not look at too many altcoins right now. We want to just focus on Bitcoin. I don't mind just doing a quick glance just to see if there's something interesting going on. Nothing crazy. It's you know, it's looking like, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't really mess with altcoins right now. See, the money is with Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple right now. That's where the money is, especially if you're taking the strategy that I just talked about that quote-unquote day trading strategy. The money is in Bitcoin and Ethereum. I wouldn't be trading these altcoins because, in my opinion, you know, if you want to get into altcoins, it's only because you believe it's going to be the next Microsoft, Facebook, or Apple, and you're putting in a long-term investment. If that's not your intention, then, you know, if you want to trade this market, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple are the best ones in my opinion, because then you can be consistent. They always have volume. And then not only that, you can start understanding how the asset classes move, because Bitcoin moves very different than Ethereum in the same way that Ripple moves very different than Bitcoin. So Wesley says, how about my super chat? Sorry about that, Wesley. Let me go up there. He says, ETH is a good buy now. You know, honestly, based upon the analysis that we have today, I think Ethereum is looking way better than Ripple and Bitcoin right now. So Wesley, that was a $2 worth. That was a really good question for $2. You know, I didn't really get to talk too much about my opinion on Ethereum. We did the technical analysis, but in terms of opinion, I definitely think Ethereum is where it's at right now, because you can see we're above this EMA, which we're not above the EMA right now when we look at Bitcoin, right, to the US dollar. We're not above that EMA at all. That's showing bearish momentum. And then if we go to XRP, BTC here, you can see here, we've already seen this uptrend, right? So it's like, yes, you can continue to take advantage of it. Yes, we're above the EMA, but with Ethereum, it looks like we're at some sort of a bottom and we're just starting a reversal. So if you were a long-term holder and you were looking to get into Ethereum as a swing trader, not a day trader, I think that dollar cost averaging right now might not be the worst move. And even if we see Ethereum's US dollar drop because Bitcoin ends up dropping, which I believe even the Ethereum US dollar value may drop. And the reason I say that is you can see with the Ethereum US dollar value, we're below the EMA, right? So it's a different ball game. But what's good about this is we're seeing this positive divergence with volume. That's not bad. We're starting to see on the weekly chart some buyers come in. We're seeing a weakening in sellers. So Ethereum actually doesn't look too bad, even on the USD chart. So, you know, I think that was a really good question because, yes, I think that this is a good buy. And the reason I say that is you can see with the MACD as well, we're starting to rise. Now, the reason I say I think is because I am not personally going to put in money into Ethereum and hope to swing trade it. I'm going to day trade Ethereum the same way that Raphael is, and making, you know, 8-9% gains every single day, staying consistent. And in my opinion, that's way more profitable, way safer in a market like this where we're starting to see Bitcoin's US dollar drop. And once again, it still doesn't look too good over the long term, the US dollar value. But in terms of the Satoshi value, I feel like Ethereum, as Bitcoin starts to make more movements, I feel like Ethereum will continue to start its way up and trend up just because of the fact that we're at this really, really known support level here of around 28,000 Satoshi. So I'm going to start heading out, guys. I'm going to have, I'm going to be going out to Utah for New Year's with a charity that I support and helping out with an event there. So thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Make sure to like this video, guys. Trust me, that means so much. And comment about our question of the day, which is this: does it make sense for U.S. Federal Reserve to launch its own cryptocurrency? We talked about Japan launching its own cryptocurrency. Now the question is, do you think the U.S. Federal Reserve should? And with that being said, thank you guys so much. Namaste. I'm going to be out of here. I love you guys. Happy New Year. See you in 2019. Traders Profit Club is going to be killing it in 2019. Much love to you guys. Mark Maxwell says, thanks, I am happy and healthy and profitable. New Year to you. Thank you, brother. Yes, we are blessed to be here, healthy and profitable. 2019 is going to be a great year. By the way, think about this. Market cycles, right? 2018 sucked for cryptocurrencies. 2019, I'm seeing it way more positive, and I'm already seeing the results of that with this more of a day trader's mentality, this market, right? See, I'm also an evolving trader, right? I was very, very, very struck on swing trading because I've been in cryptocurrencies for so long, over 6 years. And so for me, you know, I've seen Ethereum go from under $100 over, you know, to where over $1,000, right? And so like swing trading was always my strategy. Now that I'm starting to evolve my mindset, I'm working with amazing institutional analysts like Raphael. I'm starting to realize there's a lot of money there to be made as day traders. And so I'm already seeing the fruits of this market benefit not just myself, but people around me. And that's why I'm super excited to take Traders Profit Club, take all of you guys towards that direction so that you guys can be on the journey with myself and the other analysts that we work with to make sure that we can be profitable and be humble and be healthy at all times. Little Granum says, have a good trip. Thank you so much. Dominic says, have a good day. Thank you, brother. Mr. KT says, thanks. Happy New Year. Thank you, brother. Prosperous New Year's. Breathe Azorus. Thank you, brother. Laura says, Infestor. And with that being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And I love you guys. And I'm out. Make sure to like the video. See you guys in 2019. It's going to be a great year. Thank you, guys.